everyone. Welcome to the subject of pathology and microbiology. So coming 1 year, we are going to study about the pathology and microbiology in second BHMS. The pathology and microbiology, if you want to narrate in one word, it is nothing but the study of the diseases. Pathology and microbiology, there are two different subjects which correlate each other. So this class, we are going to elaborate about what is pathology and what is microbiology and what is relation between these two. So in pathology, we are going to study the definition, history, divisions and branches, followed by how to study the diseases. In microbiology, we are going to study the definition, history, division and branches of the microbiology. So first we'll start about what is pathology. So pathology derived from the two Greek words, that is a patho and logos. So patho means suffering and logos means study. So in the simple understanding, it is nothing but the study of suffering. So you may ask, what is the study of suffering? So which is the suffering to the human? That is nothing but it is the study of diseases. So the pathology, in simple understanding, in the word meaning, you can say the pathology means the study of the diseases. So what is study of the diseases? So let us see, it's very simple. Study of the functional or structural abnormalities at the level of the cell, tissue and organs. So the study of suffering is nothing but the study of the diseases, and study of the diseases nothing but we are going to study about the functional structural abnormality. So the questions will come, how to define the abnormality. So if you know the normal, then very easy to identify the abnormal. If you are able to identify the abnormal, very easy to diagnose the disease and management as well as the prevention of those diseases. So that is the reason first year we are going to study about the normal subject like anatomy and physiology and biochemistry, and second year subject we are going to study about the abnormal. So if you see the second year subject, it is forensic medicine as well as pathology, it is the abnormal. I always tell to the student in the class, the second year subjects are the abnormal but not the teachers. So and diagnosis and management we are going to study about the other years. So the important thing about pathology is we are studying about the abnormal, but if you know the normal only, you can able to identify the abnormal, because the pathology is a very important one to bridge between the preclinical and clinical. So this is the subject, if you study thoroughly, then it is very easy to practice. What is the definition of pathology? Definition of the pathology is very simple: to study the disease by scientific method. So what are the scientific method? We are going to elaborate. So it's a simple, just I am making the tree. The root of the tree is having the anatomy, physiology and biochemistry and embryology. That is nothing but what we are calling as the preclinical subject in our BHMS. And the gynecology, surgery, obstetrics, preventive and social medicine and medicines, this and all comes under the clinical. So who's giving the bridge between this preclinical and clinical? That is nothing but pathology. So that is the reason pathology teachers should be very intelligent, because they only able to identify from the deviation from the normal. That means they can able to identify the abnormal from the normal, which is abnormal. So that is the reason the pathology is very important for the upcoming year also. There is some questions from the student side. What is the difference between pathology and medicines? Both are studying in the study of the diseases. Then what is the difference between pathology and medicine? The simple understanding, study of diseases by in vitro. That means we are studying the diseases in the laboratory investigations and other thing. It is known as the pathology. And study of diseases by in vivo. That means in the bedside, in the human being, what are all the symptoms, that we are going to study into the study of the medicines. So let me give a small example. Take about some cases in anemia. So anemia, suppose in the one patient comes from the anemia, what pathologist will do? He will identify about the normal value of hemoglobin. What normal value of the hemoglobin we know, it is the 13 to 15 percentage. But what is the abnormality in the anemia, and what is the abnormality in the RBC count, and what is its morphology? As we know, the RBC size and shape of the RBC we know. The size is 7.2 and shape is a biconcave shape. Whether that is a size is decreased microcytic or macrocytic, this pathologist will say. And what medicine people will say? Medicine people will say symptom of the disease, anemia, fatigue, brittle nail, breathlessness, pallor, and some of the other symptoms. So the final understanding about the even the medicine, if you want to study about the anemia, even if you go through the medicines, the confirmation is given by the pathologist in order to identify the or diagnose the diseases. So that is the importance of the pathology. So that is the reason always they will tell, as is your pathology, so is your practice. So pathology is very important for the practice. Let us study brief study about the history of pathology. History of pathology, for our understanding, we are dividing into the three level: ancient period, middle period, and modern period. So ancient period, we should not forget about the two personality. That is, one is Cornelius Celsus and other thing is a Hippocrates. Celsus, he is the very important one. He only given the cardinal signs of inflammation, which you are going to study further. And Hippocrates, as we know, it is the father of medicines. So these two personalities very importantly contributed to the pathology. And middle period, there are four personalities we should not forget. One is von Leeuwenhoek, he is the first inventor of the microscope, and Marcello Malpighi is the father of histology, and John Hunter is the father of musician pathology, and Edward Jenner is the father of immunology. This everything is important for the MCQ for the future classes and as well as into the future examinations. And modern period. So this is a very important personality. It is a Rudolf Virchow. So he is only known as the father of cellular pathology. Because of him only we are studying this pathology in the cellular level. So his contribution is very important for the field of pathology, and that is the reason we are calling as the father of cellular pathology. And now we'll study about the division of pathology. Division of pathology is divided into the 6: animal pathology, plant pathology, poultry pathology, veterinary pathology, and human pathology. What we are going to study in this further 1 year, we are going to study about the human pathology. Human pathology, for our understanding, we divided into the two broad area. One is the general pathology, another one is the systemic pathology. So what is general pathology? It's a very simple understanding. Basic reaction of the cells and tissue against the causes. The example is the inflammation. So inflammation, one of the cardinal signs of inflammation is the rubor, redness. So why it is the redness is coming? So inflammation. So the inflammation, neoplasia, this is the best example for the general pathology. The further upcoming classes we are going to study in detail. And what is systemic pathology? Systemic pathology is the specific reaction of the tissue and organ against the causes. Suppose Streptococcus pyogenesis. This will infect to the heart, leads to the rheumatic heart diseases. So like this, we are going to study the specific reaction of the tissue and specific organ against the causes. So further classes, we are going to study about the systemic pathology. So we are going to study about in coming 1 year in pathology, we are going to study general pathology as well as into the systemic pathology in brief as per the second big HMS. Now we'll study about the branches of pathology. Histopathology, immunopathology, hematology, medical genetics, chemical pathology, and molecular pathology. So this everything we are going to study into the second BHMS in brief as required in the undergraduate student. Now very important about the pathology is the study of the disease. How to study the diseases. This is the, if you know this part, then very easy to study about the pathology. So if you want to study the pathology, epidemiology, we should know about the epidemiology. What is epidemiology? What is the prevalence? When it is occurring? Now, currently it is the coronavirus. So that is what is the epidemiology of the coronavirus? Where it is originated and what is the prevalence and what is the morbidity rate, mortality rate? Everything we are going to study in the final year subject known as the preventive and social medicine. And next one, it is etiology of the diseases. That means causes of the diseases. Next, we are going to study about the pathogenesis of the diseases, that is the progress of the diseases, and morphology, that is what structural changes because of these diseases, and clinical significance, that is the signs and symptom, and management and complication. The last one, it is the prevention. So if you want to study the diseases, we want to know about the 7 headings. But in pathology, we are not going to study everything. What pathology describe about this only four. Etiology, pathogenesis, morphology, and clinical significance. This four is very important. If you are able to study about this four, then remaining three will be very easy. If you are able to, because of this four, you can able to diagnosis. So management is very easy, and we can control the complication. We can identify the prevention also. So that is the reason the pathology is a very important. Now we'll study what is etiology in the brief. So causes, for our understanding, we are basically divided into the two causes. One is the genetic causes, or otherwise known as the congenital causes. Another one is the acquired causes. And congenital causes, one of the example is the chromosomal abnormality, and acquired causes, inflammatory causes, infective causes, and neoplastic causes. So further classes we are going to elaborate about the different type of the causes. And next one is the pathogenesis. This is very important for knowing the knowing the diagnosis of the diseases. What is pathogenesis? In simple understanding, sequence of the changes occurring into the body in response to the causes from initial reactions to final expression of the diseases. It's very simple. When the cause is affecting to the human till the final expression of the diseases. So that is known as the pathogenesis. Suppose this coronavirus, exposure of the coronavirus by the individual till the final expression of the diseases of the coronavirus. The patients will feel fever and breathlessness or coughs, respiratory symptom, everything. So this pathogenesis is nothing but from the cause to the final expression of the diseases. And morphology. Structural changes occurring into the cell and tissue which provide the clue for the particular diseases. So the example again I am putting the coronavirus. The structural changes occurring, the coronavirus structure changes occurring into the lung. So whether there is a lung, whether it is inflamed or not, everything you can able to identify. So if you know the morphology, structural changes occurring into the cells and tissue which provide the clue for the particular diseases. So if you know about if you able to study the pathology, then you can able to identify the particular diseases. The last one is the clinical significance. The expression of the particular diseases in the body depending on in pathogenesis and morphology. Again, I am bringing the examples of the coronavirus. So the expression of the coronavirus, as we know, it is the cough, breathlessness, fever, some of the other constitutional symptom. So this is the expression of the particular diseases of the coronavirus, which can be with why it is coming this expression of the particular symptom because of pathogenesis and its morphology. So that's about the pathology. So pathology is very simple. This is known as the core of pathology. So what is the core of the pathology? Etiology. Next one, it is the pathogenesis. Third one, it is the morphology. And fourth one, it is the clinical significance. So that's about the brief introduction about the pathology. Now let us study about the microbiology. So microbiology, it's a very simple. It is taken from the three word, that is a micro, bio, and largest. Micro means a small. So there is a small, which is how much is a small? Any objective have less than 200 micron. It is known as the microorganism. So why we are calling is that why it is demarcation of the 200 micron. So this 200 micron only we can able to see from our naked eye. So that is the reason anything is less than 200 micron, it is known as the small. And bio means, as we know, it is a life, and largest means it's a study. So the microbiology means it's a study of living small microbes. So what is the proper definition? Study of microbes which infects the human leads to particular diseases. So what is the history of microbiology? In history of microbiology, we should not forget this two individual or two personality. One is Louis Pasteur and another one is the Robert Koch. And Louis Pasteur, it is known as the father of modern microbiology, and Robert Koch is known as the father of bacteriology. Division of pathology. Industrial microbiology, food microbiology, soil microbiology, plant microbiology, and last one is the medical microbiology. So we are going to study about the medical microbiology in coming 1 year. In what is the branches of medical microbiology? So branches of medical microbiology is the bacteria. We are going to study about the bacteria in the headings of bacteriology, and we are going to study about the virus in case of virology. Even the coronavirus we are going to study also. And parasite we are going to study in the parasitology. and the fungus we are going to study under the mycology. So these are 4 microorganisms which affect the human being. So these 4 microorganisms, our human being against this 4 microorganisms by one system, it is known as the immune system. So that is also included into the medical microbiology. So we are going to study about these 5 aspects of the branches of the medical microbiology in the further upcoming classes. So this is the simple examination. So at end of the second BHMS, we are going to appear into the examination. So examination total marks is 300 marks. So 200 marks for the theory classes, theory paper, that is a 100 marks for pathology, as we know, 50 marks for general pathology and 50 marks for systemic pathology, and microbiology, it is the 100 marks. The division of this marks, everything, the further classes I will explain. And the practical, it is the 100 marks. So there are totally 300 marks for the examination. In order to pass mark, it is a 150 marks. So that's about the pathology and microbiology. So here what we learned till now. Pathology defined as the study of the disease by scientific method. Medical microbiology defines as study of living microbes which infect the human. The core of pathology, as we said, are etiology, pathogenesis, morphology, and clinical significance. So Virchow called as the father of cellular pathology, and Louis Pasteur is called as the father of modern microbiology. So that's about what we learned. So that's about the end of this today's class. So next class we'll go for the general pathology. So this is my reference. So thanks to one and all. So always used to tell the knowledge is our power. So if you able to gather the knowledge, it's very important for our future life. So thanks to one and all. The next class I will explain about the first chapter of the cellular general pathology, that is known as the cellular pathology. So thanks to one and all. Study well.